Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Another month has bitten the dust. I feel like every time I come on camera, I say that. That is how fast these months go. But I know I'm not alone. Life just passes us by, and so has the month of June. So I am coming to you with my top 6 favorites from the month of June. I try when I do it in this format to keep it to 5, but I honestly just couldn't because I, had 6 favorites. Really no other explanation than that. I have 2 skincare, 1 fragrance, and 3 makeup. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's start with a fragrance because I have not sprayed it yet and I want to, and that way I can be smelling it all throughout the rest of this video. This is a brand new fragrance that just launched. When is this video going up? I think it just launched yesterday at Twisted Lily. They sent this over to me a couple of weeks ago and I have been using it nonstop. This is the newest addition to the Xerjoff Casamorati line, and it is called Quattro Pizzi. Gorgeous white bottle, which to me is very indicative of what it smells like. Once I get into that, I think you'll understand. And I did want to show the box too, because some boxes are beautiful and some boxes are just boxes. I keep them all just because, but this one is like, it's worthy of like staying on your vanity. I don't know. I think it's just the colors. Oh, it's just so pretty. So I'm gonna read the copy because I would never be able to explain it better. I will tell you how it smells to me, but this says the story of a Sicilian dynasty that has known glory, wealth, and power. Quattro Pizzi, the most iconic palace that was home to Palermo's most symbolic and prominent family. A perfume reminiscent of the Belle Epoque era where love, beauty, and nobility entwine with secrecy and sin. I mean, if that's not an explanation, I don't know what is. But let me tell you what this smells like as I spray it. I will tell you the notes, but I have a very distinct impression of this. Oh my word. This is a tuberose fragrance, y'all. If you don't like tuberose, I do not envision you liking this fragrance, okay? Because it is very dominant on the tuberose. The notes are rum, davana, pink pepper, and coriander on the top, tuberose and coconut in the middle, and the base notes are hay, blonde leaf, tobacco, and tonka bean. When I first saw the notes of this, I said, 2 out of my top 5 notes of all time are in this, tuberose and rum. I knew I had to try it, and I honestly knew that I was gonna like it just based on the notes alone. And I do like it, but again, it's very tuberose heavy. I don't get the rum on the top. I actually don't get that until it dries down. And that's when the coconut comes out for me too, in a very creamy form, like a cream of coconut, not in a suntan coconut at all. And coconut is a note that sometimes I can't do. It sometimes turns sour on my skin. It does not happen in this. But despite the fact that the notes are listed rum and coconut on the top and the middle, I don't get them until they dry down on the base. The main thing that I get on the top is tuberose, and maybe some of that hay is coming in to give it a little bit of a green vibe because I am getting that. When I smelled this, I immediately thought of 2 fragrances, and I often do this. I often explain fragrances as a baby of 2 other ones. Like if you mix the other 2, this is what you would get. To my nose, and we all know noses are different, that this is the baby of Armani Rouge Malachite and Amouage Love Tuberose. So it has that green tuberose that the Rouge Malachite has, but it also has that creaminess that the Love Tuberose has. Almost a little bit of a sweetness on the dry down. And again, I think that comes from the rum and coconut. So good, like perfect for spring and summer, but I will wear this all year round. And despite it being Xerjoff, which typically doesn't have the best lasting power on my skin, a lot of times if I find one that I absolutely love, I don't care, I will respray it. I get a good 6 hours out of this one, and then I'll respray it because oftentimes I don't want to go on to another one throughout the day. I want to keep smelling this one. So again, you can get this or samples. If you're on the fence about tuberose, definitely get a sample at Twisted Lily. I have a coupon code and I will link it down below. Let's get into the 2 skincare products. One is an old favorite and one is a new favorite. The old favorite was actually something I had to repurchase. If you've been watching any of my videos this past month, you know that I had a breakout on my lips. Y'all are the best group of people on the internet, because I've had so many people reach out to me on Instagram and email suggesting things that it could be. I honestly have exhausted all possibilities short of going to an allergy testing or a hormone testing while I have the breakout. I don't know that I'll figure out what it is. However, there was one thing. This one was a pretty bad one. Sometimes it lasts for like 3 days. This one lasted for about 10 once it was all said and done. And there was only one thing that gave me relief. So Vaseline helped in keeping it moisturized and not as dry and cracky feeling, but the relief from the burning sensation came from Avène Cyclofate. And this is something that I had to repurchase because I could not find my old one. I always want to have one of these on hand because it works for so many things. It's great if you have a destroyed skin barrier. It's great for cuts. It's great for cracked skin. It's good for lips. Now, I don't know. They may say don't get it near your lips. I don't care. It worked fabulous. And I would slather a very thick layer on top of my lips and let it sink in. And again, it's the only time that I got any kind of relief. And I do feel like it helped speed up the burning part of my healing. The dryness stayed around for a very long time because that's just what happens. But this honestly is something I think everybody should have. And there's a lot of, I don't even want to say dupes on the market because I don't know what came out first. There's a lot of similar items on the market. And I have tried quite a few of them, but none of them compare to the Avène Cyclofate. It's something, again, I feel like everybody should have on hand for so many reasons, but it has worked for all areas that I have used it on. It's so good. Now, the next skincare product is also lip related. However, this is something that's very new. In fact, I've only been using it for a few days, but I have really been enjoying it and I wanted to talk about it before I forgot to put it in next month's favorites. But this is from Remedy. So Remedy is, is it Dr. Shaw? It's the Doctorly YouTube channel, one of their skincare lines. Let me look it up because I don't want to say it wrong. Yes, Dr. Shaw. It only has 3 products to start with, which I actually really respect. A company that starts slow and only launches new products when they know they are perfected to, their standards. So there's a dark spot product, there's a pore product, and then there is the Remedy all-in-one lip treatment for dry lips. This has ceramides, squalane, peptides, and petrolatum in it. But y'all, it's like unlike any other lip treatment / lip balm that I have ever used in the finish. I'm gonna cut away to how I use this and show you that there is absolutely nothing shiny about this. There's nothing balm-like about this from the appearance on the lips. It actually gives a little bit of a matte finish, but the moisture is there. It's not clumpy, it's not thick, it's not sticky. You just feel like you have very smoothed out moisturized lips. I use this at night as well as all throughout the day. And the first night that I used it, I was like, I honestly don't know if this is gonna still be on my lips when I wake up in the morning because sometimes products aren't. This was. So it has just become a new favorite of mine because it keeps them hydrated, but it is, again, not thick or gloopy or, I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now, sticky. It has no fragrance, which, I love the Laneige lip sleeping mask, but when my lips were having a breakout, I could not use it on that. It burned, and I think it was because of the fragrance. So this is chock full of hydrating ingredients, but doesn't have any of the stuff you don't want on your lips, and I've really been enjoying it. All right, let's talk about 3 makeup products, 2 of which I will talk about kind of together. I use them together in my Playing with New Makeup video this month, and I love them separate, but I really love them together. I have them both on my face today, and it is the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Hydrating Luminous Foundation and the RMS Hydrating Powder. Now, both say hydrating. However, I do want to stress and note that there is nothing too glowy or too luminous about these products, separate or together. And if you go and watch that video of me using it, in fact, I'll try to put some clips in of me using both of these, you'll see that that's the case. The Fenty foundation actually is a little bit more of a natural matte on my skin without being dry, which is exactly what I want. A lot of times when I pick up a hydrating foundation, so many of them are so glowy that I really have to powder them down too much where I lose the effect of that glow because I don't want to look sweaty. and it kind of defeats the purpose. This one is hydrating, not drying. It doesn't settle into lines. It doesn't crack or patch off throughout the day, but it maintains that really pretty, natural, skin-like, semi-matte finish. I'm in the shade 210 in this, and again, it is what I have on my face today. The shade match is actually very good. It says it's neutral. It does tend to lean a little bit warm, but it is not yellow by any means. And then the RMS Hydra Setting Powder, I have this in light. This will mattify foundations just a little bit, but you can still see their own finish come through. It's not something I feel like I need to touch up throughout the day. And someone asked me, is this really hydrating? Now, when I think of a super hydrating powder, I think of those ones that kind of had a moment last year where they felt like you were putting actual water on your skin. I think Uoma had one. There was a couple other ones too. And I have one, and it does feel like you're actually putting water on your skin. That's what my mind goes to when I think of hydrating powders. What I think it should go to, and what I think y'all are asking when you ask me that is this drying, or does it make your face feel hydrated in a sense where it's not tight or feel like it's cracking off? And in that case, yes. I do not feel like you're putting water on your skin. However, I do not feel dry and tight. I don't feel like it makes me feel any drier or tighter throughout the day the longer I wear it. It's very pretty on all foundations, but I really have been loving this combination this month. It is very, very bulletproof, especially this one on my skin. And I had a couple of comments from people that live in Florida, which some parts can be even more humid than Tennessee, where I live. Some parts have a little bit of a breeze from the ocean. But let me tell you, if this can stand up in the 110 degree heat index, now I know out west, they're having a huge heat index and it's even hotter, but it's very hard to explain if you have never lived in a humid climate, what it is like when the heat index is 110 and the humidity is 100%. It's unlike anything else, and it's almost like, what's the point of even wearing makeup? I'm going to sweat it off the second I think about walking outside. This still holds up, which says a lot. I need something like that. Now let's talk about the last makeup favorite. This one kind of surprised me, and I am gonna be featuring it in an upcoming full face of Chanel makeup. This is one of the new Chanel Ombre Essential multi-use long wear eyeshadow singles. And this is in the shade Beige Suede. It is what I have on my lids today. I have worn it multiple times. I think I've worn it in a couple other videos this month. And the reason I say it's surprising is because I was not expecting this shade when I purchased it online. I was actually, let me take those brushes out, expecting something darker. This is it right here. It is matte. They have different finishes in their single eyeshadows, and I do have another one that is more of the metallic finish. This one is matte, and oh my goodness, I love it so much more than I thought I would, even when I thought it would be darker. It is one of those ones that looks so blah, swatched. In fact, like, see, it just looks blah. It's like, okay, what's so special about that? And I don't know, when I put it on, I just really love the effect that it gives. It's very classy. I love an all matte look. Don't get me wrong, I love my shimmers. I think y'all know that. But an all matte look is so classy and sophisticated to me. And just this on the lid, especially with my blue eyes, it just does something. I just really like how it turns out every single time. And again, when we're going to my This Is a Baby of, this is a lighter baby of MAC Uninterrupted and Bobbi Brown Camel. It is that same mustardy brown undertone that looks really bad in the pan, and you're like, it's never gonna look good on my eyes, but then you put it on and it really looks good. That is what you're getting with Beige Suede. It is lighter than both of those other options, but it has that same effect and it has that same undertone. I've really been enjoying this, and I can't wait to showcase it in my full face of Chanel because, again, it just looks good every time I wear it. I always feel good and put together, and it's very, very easy to use. So that's it. That is my top 6 favorite products of June. Let me know what your favorite products were, as always, down in the comment section. I love getting new ideas from y'all, and you are definitely the catalyst for a lot of my purchases. So keep it coming. My wallet doesn't thank you, but I do. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any other videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.